Hey everyone, it's me Sarah here from Untitled, one of the largest YouTube channels dedicated to teaching you how to build an online business. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing something that's been highly requested. I'm going to be showing you step by step how to build an online store with Wix. And I know that in my funny New Zealand accent, that sounds like I'm saying step by step. But really what I mean is I'm going to be showing you STEP by STEP how to build an online store with Wix, so that all you have to do is follow along with my screen and copy what I do. If you don't know what Wix is, it's an online website builder, and it's a very unique tool to build, design and manage an e-commerce store with. Because you see, unlike more traditional platforms like Shopify and WooCommerce that build online stores via menu-based systems, with Wix you build it with a visual editor that you can drag and drop with, and each and every aspect of your store design is customizable. And as a bonus throughout this tutorial, I'm going to be giving lots of tips on how you can design and build your store in a way that will increase your conversions, which will increase your sales, which will increase the amount of money that you make. All right, let's jump straight into it. Alright, so let me switch over to my screen and give you a preview of the store that we are about to build. It's going to be called Brew Treats, and it's going to be selling fun coffee trinkets. Okay, so here is the store that I'm going to be building. As you can see, it has a nice, simple, clean homepage that features different products that we're selling in the store. And it's also got a working menu with a drop-down menu for our products. And we've got different product category pages like this one here for travel mugs. So let's check out an example product page that we'll create. So here it is. As you can see, we've got a product description and we've got a working image gallery, and you can zoom in on images to get a closer look. So let's actually go and add this product to our carts. So this here is the mini cart that pops up. And if we check out the main cart page, you'll be able to see here that the item has been added, and we can now pay for this order with our credit card through PayPal. So this here is our working store. We're going to be building. Let's get started. And just a heads up, while this is a working store, as in it can take orders and make money, it's not open to the general public. This is just an example store that I have created for this tutorial. Step 1, sign up for a free Wix account. In this step, we're going to be signing up and creating a Wix account. Creating one is free, so you can sign up and try it and see if it's right for you. To get started, you're going to need to go to the Wix homepage, and I will have a link to how you can get there in the video description below. Please note our video description does contain affiliate links, and would really appreciate if you could use them. Here at Untitled, all of our YouTube tutorials are free, and affiliate links help us keep our videos free. Alright, let me switch over to my computer and show you how to do this. Okay, so come to Wix. Again, you can get here by clicking on the link in the video description below. Then just click Get Started and go ahead and create a free account by clicking sign up and entering your email address and password that you want to use. Make sure you enter the same email address and password twice, standard account creation things. And of course, you've also got the option that you can sign up with your Facebook or Google Plus account to make the sign up process a bit quicker, but I'm creating a new account here. And once you've done that, just click sign up. And on the next page, you will have an option to answer a few questions or skip that step. Just click skip and then click choose a template. Now, there are a huge amount of templates you can choose from, so click Online Store to see their e-commerce store templates. Now, the honest truth is, before I took on this challenge to build a store with Wix, I had no idea that there were so many different templates and designs to choose from. And honestly, I was a little bit overwhelmed, but after scrolling through all of these, I did find one that I liked, and it was a template called Watch Shop. So I'm just going to click View here so that you can see it. Perfect. All right. Yep, no, here we go. Yep, going to click Edit to choose this template. Just going to let Wix load it up for us and be patient. Feel free to skip ahead of this part of the video if you don't like waiting. Probably a good time to take a bathroom break or take a coffee break. Patience. Perfect. All right, we got there. Awesome. On to step 2. Step 2, add product collections. This is a pretty simple step. We're going to be creating different product categories, otherwise known as product collections. So for our example store, we're going to be creating 3 product categories or product collections. We're going to be creating one for our coffee mugs, we're going to be creating one for our travel mugs, and we're going to be creating one for our coffee spoons. Alright, on the left menu, click the My Store button and then click Get Started, and then hit Got It on the pop-up reminder, and then click Add Products and let it load. And once it's finished loading, it'll take you to your dashboard. So on the left menu here, click Store Products. And don't worry if you get a pop-up box like this, just close it. Alright, so choose Collections from the side menu here, and then click New Collection. And now you can edit the name of your collection. We're going to rename this one to be Coffee Mugs. And then when you're done, just click Save. And then close this pop-up box. And then click the big plus button to add another collection. This time we're going to name our second collection Travel Mugs. And I'm going to be adding in 3 collections to the store because I'm going to be selling 3 different types of products: coffee mugs, travel mugs, and coffee spoons. And the pop-up boxes are just asking us if we want to add these collections to our store. We will be adding them, but not quite yet, which is why we are closing this. And we're done. On to step 3. Step 3, edit the store general settings. In this step, we're going to be doing lots of important things, like adding in our store logo and changing our store's currency. When I filmed this tutorial, I had my IP set to the Philippines, so my currency wasn't in USD or in NZD. So in this tutorial, I'm going to be changing it so that my currency will be in United States dollars. Click the My Store button on the left menu and then select Manage Your Store. And this will once again take us to the dashboard. So then on the left menu, just click Settings, and this will take us to the General Info section, which is where we want to be. Then enter the name of your online store under business and website name. We're going to be naming this one Brewed Treats. And next we want to add a logo, so click the Add Logo button. And then click Upload Images. And of course go through your computer and find your logo file. And then click Open. Now we've just got to wait for it to load. Then just click Done. And then with it ticked, click Add to Page. So now we can see our logo file has been updated. So we're going to scroll down this page and we're going to update the currency. To update the currency, you need to head to the regional setting portion of your general info page. So here under currency, find your preferred currency in the drop down menu. We're going to be choosing United States dollars for the store. And then just click Got It. So once you've done it, you can see the currency has been updated. So all you've got to do then is click Save. So now that we've done this, we're going to be editing our store settings. So click it from the left menu. Now in the store settings page, we have options on how we want to handle orders, policies, checkout, and email notifications. So let's start with the orders. If you don't want sales tax to be automatically added to orders, tick this checkbox here. And I also recommend that you tick the invoices checkbox as well. You know, the issue of sales tax is a bit of a tricky question. Usually you won't be legally required to collect it. I've got some great videos though on it on my channel, so I recommend you check them out if you're concerned about your tax obligations. So here under email notifications, just double check and make sure that all of these boxes here are ticked that I've got ticked, and then that's it. We're ready to move on. Step 4, add products to your store. Okay, so now the fun begins. We're going to add each and every product that we plan to sell in our new store. To show you how to do this, I'm going to be creating one for this example product here, a camera lens travel mug that really does look like a real camera lens. I sourced this product here from a website called AliExpress, and AliExpress is actually a really great place to find products to then resell to people to make money with. And I actually have a free ebook that teaches you the 6 steps that highly profitable e-commerce stores follow to build stores that source their products from AliExpress and make over $10,000 every month. And if you would like to get that ebook for yourself, you can find the download link for it in the video description below. But anyway, moving along, let me show you how easy it is to add products to your store. Okay, so click My Store in the left menu, but this time click Add Products. And then just let it load up. Loading. All right, so now we want to go ahead and add a title for our product. I'm going to be calling this one the Camera Lens Travel Mug. And so next we want to add images for it. So just click this button and then click Upload Images. And you want to go ahead and find all the images that you would like to add, like I'm doing here. And now just let Wix actually upload the images for you. And then just click Done. And make sure that you've ticked all the images and then click Add to Page. So you can see that they've been ordered like this, and you can change the order of them if you would like in the product gallery by just dragging and dropping them like I'm doing here. So now we want to click the box of the collection that we're going to add the product to. We're going to be choosing the Travel Mug collection for this one. And now I'm going to scroll down to product info. So under product info, there's a ribbon option, and you can type something like special offer or sale. It's up to you. And of course, you need to price your product, and you can click the on sale button to put a discount if you would like. Now I've just copied and pasted a product description into here as well. So now you can choose to track inventory if you would like. This is good if you actually have the physical products in stock in your house or a garage or website. If you're dropshipping, make sure to leave this unchecked, and once you've done that, just click Save and you're done. Step 5, customize the product page design. Okay, so before we do this step, I want you to do a little bit of thinking and try to come up with either 1 or 2 colors that fit with the types of items that you're selling in your store. I like to call this either your brand color or your brand colors. Anyone can create a simple store design using the color scheme of black, white, and gray. And if you do this, your website is going to look very generic. So to add some branding, we're going to be taking either your chosen brand color or your brand colors, and we're going to be adding splashes of them throughout your store. And we're going to be doing that as part of this step. Now, for me, I've chosen one brand color. It is a coffee bean brown. In addition, I have also chosen a new font for my store, one that better fits with my brand and the types of items that I'm selling. Now, you might also want to choose a new font to use throughout this tutorial, or you can choose to keep the default one. All right, let me switch over to my computer and show you how to do this. All right, begin by clicking the Switch Page panel at the top of your Wix site editor, and then choose Product Page in the drop-down menu. And let the page load. So once this page loads here, you'll be able to click the Settings button. Here it is. Now, when you do, this window pops up. And now you can customize pretty much every design aspect for the product pages in your store. And I want you to keep in mind that all of the changes that you make here will apply to every single product page. So the thing with Wix is that as a design editor, it is extremely powerful. For me, honestly, it's almost too overwhelming and too powerful because I'm not very good as a designer. However, for the right person, you will really truly appreciate how much you can modify everything here. Each and every aspect of this product page can be modified. You can change the color and the font for the product title. You can then choose a different font and a different color for the price if you want it. You can update the color of the border for the images in the product gallery. You can update pretty much everything. And honestly, it's very impressive. If you wanted to make small tweaks and customizations like this for the design using another platform like Shopify or say WooCommerce, you simply can't do that without coding. So while watching me here, you may have noticed that I'm doing 2 things. Firstly, I'm updating each of the fonts on here to be the chosen font for my brand, and that font is Din Next Light. I'm also adding in splashes of Brew Treats brand color, which is going to be a coffee brown, and updating the colors for my site, say like the borders of images in the image gallery to be that brown, and updating the add to cart button. I'm going to be changing that color to be my chosen brand brown as well. So I do want to stress something while I'm going through and making all these changes. Don't copy my brand's color unless it's related to your niche. And while you can choose to copy my font, if you think a different font would be a better fit with your store brand and the types of products that you're selling, please choose a different font instead. This font and this color works well with my products and my brand, but yours will be different. For example, if you're selling watermelon trinkets, then you'll probably want to add in splashes of green and red. And I want to just quickly note that the product gallery image borders for this theme are by default green. Now, unless your brand and niche is something green related, like watermelon or maybe apples, you will probably want to make sure that you do at least change that. Cool. Yeah. Nice. So once you've made your changes, just come and yep, this is all looking good. Just come and click save, and then we can move on to the next step. Step 6, add payment providers. With Wix, you can accept payments from customers using their credit card or their debit card. Firstly, you can do this by accepting payments with PayPal. Now, PayPal is turned on by default. You don't have to do anything to turn it on. You will automatically be able to accept payments with PayPal. And the great thing about PayPal is to pay with it, you actually don't need an account with them. You can check out as a guest. And so in reality, you actually don't need any other payment provider for your store other than PayPal. What PayPal will do is they will automatically link up all of the payments that you receive to the email address that you signed up for with Wix. Of course, this begs the question, what if I don't have a PayPal account associated with that email address? Well, you've got two options. Firstly, you can go into your settings in Wix and change the email address that is connected to PayPal so that you can use an email address that's actually associated with one that has a PayPal account. Or secondly, what PayPal will do is it will collect and hold the payments for you and wait for 30 days for you to create a brand new PayPal account using your store's email address. So that's all you've got to do. You've just got to create a PayPal account using the email address that you set your store up with, and then you will be able to collect all the payments and all of the money that you have received. The second major payment provider that you can connect to your store is something called Checkout. Now, this is a payment processor that has the advantage that customers will be able to check out on your store without having to leave to a third-party website like PayPal. To add Checkout to your store, simply sign up for a free to-sell account. I'll have a link to how you can do that in the video description below. Now, I won't actually be connecting a Checkout to-sell account in this tutorial, but I will switch back to my computer and show you how you can do that yourself. So let's begin by selecting my store in the Wix site editor page, and then click Manage Your Store, and then this will load up the dashboard again. So in the dashboard menu, just go ahead and click Settings. Then you want to go ahead and choose Accept Payments, which is under Basic Settings. So options are pre-selected based on your country, but you can customize those at any time. For our online store, we've got credit cards, debit cards, and PayPal, which is what we want. So click Connect Me. So Wix's credit card provider of choice is Checkout. On the pop-up box, you can click Set Up Account, which will let you create a new account with them, or you can add an existing one, but I'm obviously not showing you that in this tutorial. But PayPal will be active immediately, which is great. And this means that we are ready and set up to accept payments in our store. Step 7, add shipping rates and options. So now I'm going to show you how to set up different shipping rates and different shipping options for your store. By default, Wix will set you up with a domestic shipping option and an international shipping option, which you can turn off, and I'll show you how to do that in this tutorial. For this step, I'm going to be showing you how you can add in new shipping options by creating one for you, and this will be free shipping within the United States. Of course, you can set up multiple ones yourself, just copy what I'm doing in this tutorial. Keep in mind that, let's say you've only got one shipping option and it's within the United States only, that if a customer from New Zealand like me comes into your store and tries to buy something, they won't be able to actually do that because they won't be able to ship to New Zealand. This is a great way to limit who can actually buy items from your store. So think about which countries you're willing to ship to and then set your rates accordingly. Alright, come to my store in the left side menu, and then come and click Manage Your Store. And wait for a few moments. for the dashboard to load up. So once it's done, you'll be redirected here to your dashboard and click Settings on the left menu. And under Basic Settings, click Store Shipping and Tax. Here we go. Now in the Shipping and Tax page, you can edit the regions that your store is going to be selling to once it loads. So to do this, click New Region in the top corner of the page. So let's add in the United States as our next shipping option here. So choose United States from the drop-down menu under Region. Here we go. Now scroll down and set up shipping rates by choosing from the options. So let's select free shipping, which will be free shipping to the United States. And you can edit the delivery time. It's entirely up to you. This will be shown to the customer if you do put something in here. So let's rename this to be free shipping US so that it'll be easier for us to recognize it. Cool. And now we can click Save, and we can see that our new region has been added successfully. And you can turn off the others by unticking them if you would like. Step 8, design your homepage. All right, now the fun really begins. Time to use the drag and drop editor of Wix to design a new homepage for our store. Let me switch over to my computer and show you how to do this. Okay, so yes, let's begin with what's probably going to be the longest part of this video tutorial, if I was to guess. And that is updating the homepage. So our goal here is to create a simple yet professional looking homepage. Nothing flashy, just simple and professional. And to do that, we're going to be adding in 4 things. Number 1, we're going to be removing the stock logo and putting our store logo at the top of the page, which I'm doing right now. Number 2, we're going to be adding in a splash image. We're going to remove the default one with the watch and put our own one in and update the text. Number 3, we're going to be adding in a store blurb that talks about who we are. And finally, we're going to add in product carousels to advertise products that we are selling to customers. Now, I tried to think about how to teach in a video tutorial format how to create a simple yet professional looking homepage, and I genuinely struggled with it. And the reason for that is because of the Wix visual editor. The visual editor is both a blessing and a curse. You know, on one hand, it's really customizable. On the other hand, that makes it hard for me to give you clear, concise instructions on how to copy me. So I got finished here with the logo. What I'm going to be doing next is I'm going to be updating the splash image here. So when you do this, make sure that you use an image that you have the legal rights to reuse. So if you're taking a picture from Google Images, choose one that has the Creative Commons license. Or you could buy a stock image. You could choose product images that either you yourself have taken as well, or you could use product images that your product supplier has provided. Either way, make sure that you choose images here that you have the rights to reuse. So I'm just going to be loading up the one that I've got right now. Cool. Click Done, and with it ticked, click Add to Gallery. Now you want to go and delete all of these other images that Wix has added here, since we are not selling these watches. And when you've done that, just click Done. Alright, so remember when I said earlier that the Wix visual editor is both a blessing and a curse? Well, you're about to see what I mean. You know, it's a blessing and a curse because it's so customizable, but it's also a bit of a curse for me as a tutorial creator. See, what I'm trying to do right now is update the text to have my sales tagline, you know, massive discount store-wide, up to 50% off all our products, and to put it into this box and to make it look nice. To do that though, I simply have to play around with the text sizing. I wish I could say to you all, hey, set your text size to be such and use such and such sizing measurements, but the different size, you're going to probably want to choose different sizing depending on what you put here. And like, I wish I could just give you a template to just put your own text into. Unfortunately, I can't. You know, with the Wix visual editor, you are going to have to drag, drop, and play around with sizing and spacing yourself, like I'm doing here right now. But I mean, like, it's pretty easy to play around with it and create something similar to what I'm creating on screen for you right now. And when you're doing this, just keep in mind what your end goal here is. Your end goal is to have a splash image like this one here that has some sales text on it to the left. And as I said, depending on what your store tagline is, it might be longer or shorter than mine. You'll want to have different sizing for it, and I decided to remove the Shop Now button and then just resize it to fit around my text because I personally think that it looks nicer. Hold on, I realized this is in the wrong font. So I'm just going to update this now to be my store's brand font. Perfect. All right, so now we're going to go in and add a store blurb. So come in and just delete all of these. Done. Excellent. So just come to the side menu and click Add, and then click Text, and then you want to select the paragraph text. Go. Now take the text and drag it to be below the splash image. So what we want to do is we want to update the font in it to be our chosen store font if you've got a new one like I do. And we also want to drag it and have it be the same width as our splash image, and the Wix visual editor does make this very easy to do. So I've just copied and pasted some text and I'm going to format it a bit. Like I said, I'm going to be changing this to be my store's chosen font, which is DIN Next Light, and increase the size of the title text a bit and bold it. And I also want to increase the size of the font size of this a bit too. Again, it's just about playing around with the options and seeing what visually looks good. Depending on how much text you have and your choice of font, you may want to make it smaller or larger than mine. Don't be afraid to experiment yourself. All right. Cool. So once you've got your text sorted out, it's time to add a product carousel. This is one of the easiest ways I find to make a simple yet professional homepage. So just click Add and then come to Store and click Slider Product Gallery like I did. So now just drag and drop this to be well below the text we added, as we're going to be adding in some titles above this section as well. Cool. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Might end up dragging it down a bit more, but for now just click Add and then go to the box section and click the black rectangle box and resize it to roughly what I'm doing here, and then just drag it to be below the text and make it the same width as the page. Now come back here to the left side menu. Now this time come to text and then click Add Heading 3. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another tagline here about free delivery and huge discounts, but you can write whatever sales and advertising headline you'd like here. And I'm also going to be updating the font to be our store's main font, and I'm going to resize the text box so that it fits inside the black rectangle that I just made. Cool. I'm going to drag it inside here to be inside the rectangle. Now, let's actually make the text white so that it's readable. Cool. All right, so I'm just going to center it now to be in the middle of this rectangle and this page. Here we go. Cool. So looking good, but I didn't drag my product carousel down enough because I want to fit in another title in here. So we're going to do that right now. But it's looking good otherwise. So come back here to Add and then come to Text and click Add Heading 3. So this time what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting in the product category that you want to show off as the title. So for me, I'm going to be showing my first collection, coffee mugs. It's coffee spoons right now, but I will be changing this to be showing off my coffee mugs. And then after that, I'm going to put travel mugs underneath it, and then coffee spoons below that. So make sure that you've selected the right font, and make the text a little bit smaller. You know, don't be afraid to experiment and see what works for you. And I'm just going to drag it here below the headline that we created before, and make my text black. Okay, so come to the settings page of your product slider, whatever you want to call it, and you want to select the product category you want to show off. So for me, I want to be showing off coffee mugs here, obviously, and not spoons. Perfect. So now I want to go through and edit some of the default colors in the settings to be my chosen brand color, which is brown. And I'm also going to go through and change the font to be my chosen store font. Now, what I'm going to be doing after I finish this is I'm going to duplicate the coffee mugs title on my homepage, but rename it to be travel mugs, and then place it below this section. And then what I'll do is I'll duplicate this product slider, but change it to be showing off travel mugs, not coffee mugs, and place that below the new duplicated travel mug title as well. And I'll then repeat it again, this time for my final product category, coffee spoons. So my homepage will be showing off 3 different product categories: coffee mugs, travel mugs, and coffee spoons, and it'll show 4 products for each product category. And I personally think that 3 categories is a nice number. 2 looks a little bit empty, 4 looks a little bit 4 categories looks a little bit cluttered, but I think having 3 product categories is a nice number for a professional yet simple looking homepage. And if you don't actually have 3 different product categories, then what you can do is create a popular products category, or maybe create a category for products that are on sale. And you could then put your on sale product category as the top category, and make sure that you put the most engaging product category at the top, one that you think will get the most sales and interest. And honestly, I wouldn't overthink the homepage too much. The point of the homepage is to look simple and clean. And the cheapest way to do that, if you aren't very good at designing, like I'm not, is to utilize product sliders, or of course otherwise known as product carousels. They make your store look really, really good with minimal effort. So we're almost done here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this video once I've finished this. That way you don't have to watch me duplicating everything, as it does get a little boring me doing that. Okay, awesome. So yes, we are done. I'm going to go ahead and start duplicating everything. Okay, so I finished duplicating and editing the product categories, so let's go ahead and add a footer. So click the add button on the left menu and then come to box, and again you want to come and click that black rectangle that we clicked earlier before. So what I'm going to do is going to resize it to make it really thin, so do that like I'm doing here, and then drag it down to be at the bottom of the page, and then stretch it out to be the full width of our content boxes, just like this. Now click the design button and change it to be your store's brand color. So of course I'm going to go with our Brew Treats brand color, which is coffee brown. Cool. Now come here to the bottom of the screen. So let's replace this text here with copyright 2018 or 2019, depending on whenever you're actually watching this video. It might be 2020, followed by a store name. And update the font if you're using a different font like me. A little bit bigger. Cool. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to delete these social media icons, because I don't actually have a page set up for the store. The store isn't actually real. It's just an example store. So the text actually looks quite nice if you move it over here to the right. So I'm going to do that as well now that I've deleted the social media icons. Awesome. Yep, and that's it. We've successfully gone ahead and edited and created a custom homepage design that is simple, clean, yet professional. So all you got to do is go ahead, click save, and then you can move on to the next step. Step 9, customize the product catalog page. So now we're going to create a simple product catalog page. This is just one page where customers can browse through all the items that you're selling on your site. Okay, so come to the top menu and click switch page. From the list, click shop. So on the product list, mouse over it and click settings. So now it's everyone's favorite time. We're going to be editing the fonts and editing the colors a bit in the menus. So it's not super exciting, so you can feel free to skip ahead if you like, or you can watch along. It's entirely up to you. So while I'm going through and updating these settings, I thought I might take a moment to discuss this idea of using fonts and colors to create a brand. Now I find that a lot of people completely neglect this. They don't get a custom logo, or maybe they cheap out and just create a text-based logo with no images or anything. And then they just go ahead and make their stores black and white with no, unique colors added at all. And it just makes your store look extremely generic. And this is a big mistake. And the reason why it's a big mistake is because it's a wasted opportunity. With this store, I'm designing it to appeal to coffee lovers, people who love coffee. And so I want my store to immediately evoke feelings of coffee in them when they land on it. And I want them to see the splashes of coffee bean brown throughout the site. I want them to see that the coffee mug and bean are in the logo. I want to evoke their feeling of their love for coffee. By doing that, by making the customer feel these emotions, it will increase conversion rates, and thus it will increase sales, and thus it will increase the money I make. So, don't be lazy. Follow my instructions. Pick a store color to create a theme for your store, and make sure that you get a unique logo. And another aspect of branding that I find people neglect is the product selection. A lot of people try and sell everything and anything. In the e-commerce industry, those types of stores have a name. We call them general stores. A general store is when your store doesn't have a particular niche, it just sells a random collection of all sorts of items with no cohesive theme, kind of like what Walmart does. Walmart and Target are examples of general stores. They sell a huge collection of items in all sorts of niches. So creating a general store is one approach. Another approach is to create a niche store. This is when you pick one type of fan base and build a store around it. So, for example, this store here is built around coffee items. This store has been designed to appeal to one specific niche, people who love coffee. It is extremely targeted, and in this industry, we would call this store a niche store. Now, both types of stores, niche stores and general stores, they work. And they both have their advantages and they both have their disadvantages. I've personally had a lot more success with niche stores, but I've got friends like my friend Adrian Morrison who have had a lot of success building general stores. Personally though, as I said, I prefer niche stores. And there are multiple reasons why, but one of them is this issue of branding, because I find it a lot easier to create a brand when I pick one specific niche and sell items relating to that. So I'm just going to be moving this section around a bit because I'm going to be adding in a title, just playing around with it to get the spacing right. It's looking good though. It's looking good. Here we go. We can see all of the products that we've added to the store here. And at the bottom, this button is now brown. All right, so come to the side menu and click the Add button. And then come to text and click Add Heading 3. So we're going to rename this to be Product Category, Product Catalog, or whatever you'd like the title of the page to be. And of course, change the font and the text size. You can play around with it and see what looks good in your store in your chosen fonts. Good. Oh, and then she's like, see, you know, like we could go with products instead, but I mean, you know, like it's really up to you. You know, products is nice. You know, you could say product catalog, browse, browse our products, browse product catalog. And I realized before actually that I was using the British spelling of catalog, so now I've changed it to the US version of catalog. In New Zealand we use British spelling normally, so I just forgot about that for a moment. And I'm just going to center it. You know, you can prefer to put it on the left instead, but I prefer to go with the centered look, especially because I've got my logo centered at the top of the site. It's up to you, but our page is looking nice. So I will finish this off by showing you how you can change the name of this page in the menu. So just click rename here, and then rename it to whatever you would like it to be. And then you're done. Perfect. All right, we're done. It's time to move on to the next step. Step 10, design your product category pages. Remember in step 2 that we created our product categories? Well, in this step, we're going to be creating the different pages for each of those individual product categories. Okay, so come to the top menu and then click the page button and then click manage pages and then click add page and type in the name of your first product category. I'm going to type in coffee mugs and then click the done button. So now click and drag it to be under products like I did there with it being indented, and then click add and select heading 3 under the text tab. So now you want to write in the name of your product category like I'm doing here. And I'm also going to change it to be my store font and play around with the settings to make it look nice. A bit bigger. I'm just going to center it a bit. All right, so now come and click add, and we're going to come down here to store again, and we are going to select the grid product gallery and just let it load. So now what we want to do is we want to move the heading in the product gallery so that the heading is above it and the product gallery is below it. Move it up here a bit. Excellent. All right, so come to here and click settings again and choose the collection or the product category that you want to be showing. So I've selected coffee mugs. So now you can see that we've only got coffee mugs selected, whereas before it was showing all of the items that our store was selling. And so now I'm just going to be going through and modifying the settings again. Going to be adding in splashes of my brand's main color, the coffee brown, along with modifying the font to be my store's main font, which is Din Next Light. So you may have realized that having to do this for each of the product categories you're selling is annoying. So for this example store, I have 3 product categories: coffee mugs, travel mugs, and coffee spoons. So having to create a page for each of these would be kind of slow and annoying. So the fastest way to do this is to just make one category page like I'm doing right now, and to then duplicate this page for each of your product categories. If you do that, for each page, just go in and change the title to match the new product category, and then change what products the grid is showing. So when I duplicate this page to create one for travel mugs, I'll simply copy this one and then make 2 changes to the new copy. Firstly, I'll change the title of the new page to say travel mugs, and next I'll go into the settings for the product grid, and under choose collection, I'll then choose travel mugs instead of coffee mugs. And I'll do the same for coffee spoons. When I create a coffee spoons category page, I'll make a duplicate of this page, but I'll make 2 modifications to it. Firstly, I'll change it to say coffee spoons instead of coffee mugs. And then secondly, I'll go into the settings for the product grid and change it to show coffee spoons instead of mugs. And not only is this way faster, but it ensures that each of my pages look the same, which is important because one of the downsides to using a drag and drop editor when designing a site is it's a lot harder to make the spacing and text fonts all unified across each page. And it's important that all your category pages look the same so that your store looks more professional. All right, let's get rid of the screen. Cool. All right, that's done. So just go ahead and make a copy for each of your category pages, and then you can move on to the next step. Step 11, create an About Us page. Yes, we're going to create an About Us page. However, keep in mind that you can use this formula to create other ones as well, such as a Terms and Conditions page. All right, so let me switch over to my computer and show you how to do this. Okay, so come to the top menu, click the Page button, and then select About to go to the About Us page. Okay, so on this page, I'm going to be making the following modifications to it. The first modification is, of course, I'm going to be changing the font to be my store's main font, which is Din Next Light. And then secondly, I'm going to be changing the layout of this page a lot. So this layout is designed to look really good for a minimalistic About Us page. I personally recommend that if you're just starting your online store, that you take advantage of your About Us page to add some authority to it by padding it out so that it looks like you put actual effort into it. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up this design to be a bit more traditional. We'll put the heading at the top of the page, followed by text below it, rather than have the heading to the side. We'll also keep the image to the right of the page, but we will replace it with a picture of coffee rather than this watch here, since, we're not selling watches. So I've already written some text here that I've just copied and pasted in. And as you can see, this About Us page is telling the customer our mission and what sets us apart from others. Right, so looking good, but I'm just going to go ahead and bold these subheadings quickly. Excellent. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to update this image. So of course, hover over it and click Choose Image button, and then click Upload Images. And find the image that you'd like to add in place of this watch. Yeah. And then we just want to click up. So we want to click Done, but we've got to let it load. Perfect. Okay, now we can click Done. There you go, loaded. And then now we want to click Choose Image, but make sure that it's ticked. So much loading. All right, excellent, done. Now I'm just going to put it down there a bit so that it's centered with the text. Now, yeah, perfect, great. So now that you've done this here, all you got to do is click Save and then move on to the next step. Step 12, customize the site menu. All right, so I'm just going to take this cart icon and drag and drop it here. By separating off the cart icon from the main menu, you can help draw more attention to it while customers are browsing through the store, and it's a great opportunity to add a splash of your store's brand color. To change the color of the cart icon, just do what I'm doing here. And of course, if you are using a different store font like I am, you can update it here as well. Where are you? There you are. Excellent. Okay, so now we've edited the cart icon. Now we want to update the main menu. So if you have a FAQ page, you can keep this, but otherwise I'm going to hide it for now, since I haven't got one. So when you click on the main menu, the visual editor will pop up for it. Now, because we've chosen to go with our logo being centered, I personally like to have my menu centered as well. But it's a personal design choice. There is no right or wrong answer here. And the truth is that, I've chosen this menu style, but pretty much all of the different styles of the menus here are simple and clean designs that will go with most niches and websites. So I recommend simply choosing one that you like the most. And something you're going to see as I'm going through this right now is I'm actually not going to make this menu brown, which might surprise you given that I'm such a big proponent of adding in splashes of color. The reason why is because my logo features a lot of brown already, and I added in a splash of it again when I updated my cart icon. So, some people's logos are less colorful than others. Mine has a lot of color, and so to avoid brown overload in the header section of my website, I'm just going to keep it as a neutral grey. But if yours isn't as colourful, maybe you might want to add in splashes of colours as well. But no, it's working all great, and so time to move on. Step 13, edit the shopping cart design. For this step, we're going to be editing two different types of carts in your store. One is called the mini cart, and the other is your main cart page. All right, let me switch over to my computer and show you how to do this. So let's begin by clicking the cart icon, and then you just want to click settings. So we've already edited the cart icon design in the previous step, so I just click mini cart button. So the mini cart is a little sliding overlay that comes across the screen when someone adds an item to their cart, like showing the customer what items have added already to it. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be updating the design of it to be consistent with the store's branding. Going to be adding in splashes of colour and also updating all the text to be our store's main font. Please keep in mind though that because we're using a preset template for the store, that some of the colours are by default set to green. So be sure to change all of those unless your store's colour scheme is green. Alright, so let's come and preview it and test it. Come to a product here, this one will do. So click add to cart, and as you can see our mini slider has popped up. So let's go back and we're going to come to page, and then this time we're going to click shopping cart. So just hover over here and then click settings. So as you can see, by default, a lot of the text on here is green. Now, the reason for that is because, as I said before, we're using a preset template and it had green as part of its color scheme, and there just so happens to be quite a lot of it on the main cart page. And so, you know, some niches that people will want to use, will want to build a store around, might want to pick the color green as their brand color. If you're selling watermelon trinkets, you might want to pick green to be your store's brand colour, or maybe you're selling apple trinkets. To apple lovers, well, you know, green could be a great choice, but for many of you out there, your store won't be using green as part of your colour scheme, so you will need to make sure that you change this. So that's what I'm doing right now in the settings menu. I'm going through and changing the green text to instead be my store's main colour, the coffee bean brown, and I'm obviously updating the font to be my store's main font. But no, it's looking great, so let's preview it. Awesome, no green text, perfect. Time to move on to the next step. Step 14, edit the thank you page. The thank you page is the page that customers get sent to after they've successfully purchased something in your store. So now we've just got to go in and edit it so that it can look and feel like our store's brand. Alright, so let's start out by going to the page selector and select thank you page under store pages. So now come down to the page content and click settings. So I'm going to customize the design by changing the border color to be our custom coffee bean color. And I'm going to do the same with the color of the thank you page divider. And of course, I'm going to be changing the font to be Din Next Light on this page. I'm going to be changing the font of the title text. And I'm also going to be changing the body font as well. Let's find you Din Next Light in here. There you are. All right. Cool. Yeah. Perfect, the settings are looking good. All right, we've successfully updated our thank you page. We're almost done, just one final step to go. Step 15, buy a domain name and send your store live. And we are finally here. Now that we have actually created our store, it's time to purchase a domain name and send it live so that customers can buy things from us and we can make money. To do that, we're going to need to do two things. Firstly, we need to purchase a domain name, and secondly, we need to purchase a paid plan for our store. All right, let me switch over to my computer and show you how to complete this final step. So let's begin by clicking My Store in the left side menu and then select Manage Your Store, and we will load up the dashboard. So then click Manage Website, and then click Domains, and then click Buy a New Domain Name. So now is the moment of truth, of course. Is your domain name available? So type in your preferred domain name and then just do a search. All right, ours is available, so click Get It. And on the pop-up box, click Upgrade Now, because we need to buy a plan to launch our website. The basic plan is perfect for most people, and then just select what type of subscription you want. Now, everyone needs to purchase a subscription to be able to launch their store and accept payments, so you need to pick a plan. If you pick the year plan, then you will get a free domain name and a discounted monthly rate. So it's a good deal, but if you want to spend the least amount of money, you can just purchase a monthly plan and pay for a domain name separately. All right, so I've successfully purchased a plan. So let's get our domain name that we've checked and already know is available. So come back to domain names and type in the domain name that we've already checked that we know is here. And then just click search again. Boom, it's available. So just click Get It. And now you can purchase your domain name. If you bought a 1 year or a 2 year plan, a 1 year domain subscription will be free, so click it. And now you just need to type in your contact details. This is a legal requirement for all domain names. They need to legally have accurate contact information associated with it. So make sure you include it. And if you like, you can choose private registration to hide your contact information or select the free basic protection. I always spring for private registration, but I'm a public figure, so, obviously I don't want my details to be public. And then just enter in your payment details, even though it'll probably be free. And then that's it. Congratulations, you've successfully made your store. Awesome, we are done. I just want to give you a huge congratulations for following along and completing this tutorial. Now all you need to do is go out there and create your own new store. If you want to get started, simply head over to Wix right now. And again, I will have a link to how you can sign up with them in the video description below. And of course, thank you so much for watching. And if you would like even more free training on how to use online stores to make money online, then be sure to subscribe to Wholesale Ted for more great free videos.